control your emotions from the communist games. They destroyed the country and want to send it to hell. They want any excuse now to blame the whites for the destruction of South Africa, and that way they will never be blamed or held accountable for the injustices in South Africa. The nations which threw us under the bus in turn will be thrown under the bus. The nations which aim to destroy us, in time will themselves be destroyed. The ANC government, along with the corrupt judges and their children who are now in the F, have declared war on the people. They declared war on the whites with this verdict. They have told us there is no justice for whites, there is no future for whites in the country. They have told us that they do not care for human rights. You can now see they were never interested in a rainbow nation. No other non-white groups I am speaking of, not individuals.
But no other black tribes, black kings or leaders have come out to speak out against this.
This is a strong message. All the black tribes are now working to genocide the whites. They are working together to cleanse the land of the whites. Keep this in mind going forward. In the Bible we read from Solomon the Wise, there is a time to live and a time to die, there is a time to love and a time to hate. There is a time for peace and a time for war. We are now in a time of war. We never wanted it, we opted for peace, but the enemy is hell-bent on war to cover up all his corruption, lies, thievery, and a collapsed bankrupt state.
Do not take the bait and let them control the war. They need the war badly now to hide their failures, their thieving, their corruption. Their barbaric nature needs to come out to hide this while using us as the scapegoat.
While the whites were lapping up, drinking the Kool-Aid of the Rainbow Nation, teaching their children to be tolerant, the other side were raising their children to hate us. They have sealed the fate of their future generations in South Africa. Do not interrupt your enemy when he is making a mistake, do not take the bait.
Let it collapse on itself. You can think war, plan war. Do not fall for the trap they want you to fall for by getting angry. There is a season for all things.
When the twins arrive in time, the bull's horns will grow sharp. At that time, he will rage and not a blade of grass will be left.
Their words, actions and now corrupt court verdicts show us. They do not want civilization. They do not want education. They do not want a bright future for their children.
Actions speak louder than words. What have their actions been for the past 28 going on 29 years? They want war. Violence is the only language they understand.
When they had a chance to fight a war, they were hiding in the bush, begging the West for help, and like the African Americans who were liberated and sent to Liberia, crying about the slave trade and racial conditions in America. And what was the first thing they did when they got to Liberia? They enslaved the Liberians at the first chance they got, sending the country into a civil war. It is no different here. They cried about the injustice of apartheid and how they wanted a free non-racial society, and we fell for their lies, their tricks.
Well, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. They do not want peace. Peace to them is having no Europeans around them. I am sure all the agents, all the sellouts in our own land will like these words. Well, you do not have much time. If you think after they have paid you your 20 silver coins that there will be a future for you in the country, you can think again. There is no future for anyone who is white in the country. All the liberal wishy-washy pastors can dream on. You wasted your time preaching to a people who hate, despise you. Do you remember the event It's Time in 2016 where all these idiot pastors got together to bring 1 million people in the country to come together in prayer for this multiracial abortion of a country, saying Zuma must go and then things will get better? Well, Zuma is gone. Are things better or worse? You make a mockery of God with your wishy-washy, flaky, lukewarm events and prayers. I said back then, and I will say it again, things will get worse. You cannot address the symptoms, you have to address the cause. The cause has blinded our people. There is and never will be a rainbow nation. That was a sleeping pill to get you into the pot of boiling water.
Now the enemy is heating it up. The agents will come out of the woodwork and accuse me of many things, but they say nothing about what is taking place in the country.
You will have to pick sides in the end. You cannot sit on the fence.
You will see, if the people have not woken up now, they will never wake up, and we must accept this. We can continue to speak to them, but we cannot force them to see. The country is about to collapse and they want to start it on the whites, but they want you to react.
Do not react, do not take the bait. Someone should at the White Cross Monument put up Western European flags.
We should honor the West and thank them for the amount of our farmers murdered, my own grandfather included, because it was at the West hands that this took place.
Now that they're in charge, killing us, talking about openly killing us, the West say nothing. They are slithering on their bellies, playing nice, pretending that somehow they can win him over. Africa hates the West, they hate, despise the white man. You can choose to sing Kumbaya thinking it will save you, it will not save you. The seer mentioned it, turn your back on the world, turn to God, and then you will see something which you will never have expected, the world will come to you. Everyone always tries to do everything back to front. You want the world to save you, the same world forces who put this on you, you now expect will somehow come to your rescue. May Russia do to the West what the West did to us. The enemy wants a war because the country is finished. The same thing took place in Rwanda when they shot the helicopter down over Rwanda's borders. They used the genocide as a convenient excuse to come to power, the country was bankrupt. The same thing is playing out here.
While the world is focused on Ukraine, Europe's destiny hangs in the balance with Ukraine.
They are not going to bother with a few whites on the southern tip of Africa, but due to these events they will have to come out of Europe and look abroad and further afield should they wish to survive. So we will see more interference in Africa and around the Cape of Good Hope.
Help the people, get them to the western portion. The people have to come together now pretty fast.
The conditions for business and farming need to be put in place in the western portion of the country for what is on the horizon. Take advantage of the new alternative platforms, make videos, show the Western nations what their future under multiculturalism looks like. Let South Africa be the same example it was used to sell the rainbow multicultural agenda. Now let it be used to sell the truth about multiculturalism. It does not work, it is a pipe dream. Iron cannot mix with clay. Get the videos out, put them on alternative platforms, spread them, let the world and the population see their future while looking at South Africa. Prepare now, get organized. If you can wake up what's left of our people, if they will not wake up by now, then I do not know what to say. Take note of how not a single black leader, black king, black tribal leader has come out and said anything against what is happening. This is very important for the future. Many cannot speak about because the government sends these black tribal communities money each month. If they speak out, they lose their funding.
Perhaps as this thing unravels, when they see the nightmare unfolding in the country, with the issues with illegals.
In time, do not be surprised if the nation is approached by tribal leaders terrified with what they see unfolding in the country. Never forget, the globalists never want people working together, they love to divide people down the line or race, religion, genders, beliefs and politics. The gravy train and honeymoon period is not over for the white population, it is over for the masses. They thought they would get peace with the new South Africa, their nightmares are just beginning. So with that said, we now go on to the rest of what I wrote earlier in the week. Again, if this sounds disjointed, like not in order, it's because it is not. This portion I was going to put at the end of the video where I discussed the song about kill the boar, kill the farmer.
And before we move on, I just want to tell the audience what this song really means.
This song is not about boars but about the heart of the people.
We all come from boar stock. Today it's the Boers, tomorrow it's whites in general.
The song literally means kill the white man, kill the European. This is the real meaning, this is what the black masses hear. This is what will motivate them and what will happen now as these syndicates invade farms and take them over as the dream vision showed. The court has literally given the masses license to kill. Words are real, they have meaning and power. This is a song